All right, so we've got some really interesting stuff to dig into today.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
You guys have sent in some pretty thought-provoking material, and we are going to focus on excerpts from a piece titled Lopni Way.
That's pretty intriguing.
It is, and what really caught our eye was OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's perspective on the future of employment and the skills that he thinks are going to be absolutely essential in a world that's increasingly driven by AI.
Yeah, his thoughts are definitely making waves.
And, this isn't just some kind of abstract, future gazing. This feels like he's giving some pretty concrete advice for, how we should all be thinking about our careers and, how we learn and what we learn.
Right. It's not just about the theory of AI. It's about the very real implications for people's jobs and how they can actually prepare for what's coming. And that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive.
Exactly. And that's our mission here today, is to break down Altman's core arguments and, look at a related but, quite different prediction from Anthropic CEO Dario Amadei.
Right. Always good to have different perspectives.
Exactly. And ultimately, give you some real-world insights to navigate this job market that is constantly changing.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, so let's jump right into Altman's central thesis here.
Let's do it.
He seems to be signaling a pretty major shift away from this, long-held belief that coding is the ultimate future-proof skill.
Yeah, that's been the mantra for a while now.
It has, and he's pointing towards something else entirely.
So what's he saying?
Well, he's essentially arguing that there's going to be a fundamental change in what we consider, a core competency for future employment.
That's a pretty big statement.
It is, and he makes this really interesting comparison to his own past. He says that back when he was finishing high school, being proficient in coding was like the key to unlocking opportunities.
So basically, coding was the ticket to success back then.
Exactly. But now he's saying that the new must-have skill is exceptional proficiency in using AI tools.
So not just coding alongside AI, but really mastering AI itself.
Exactly. And it's interesting how he positions it. It's not just about learning to code with AI, but actually making AI proficiency the primary focus.
It's a subtle but significant difference.
It is. And it sounds like he's been pretty consistent about this message for a while now.
Yeah, he's been saying this for a while now, hasn't he?
He has the piece mentions that he's been articulating this perspective since last year.
Interesting.
Which suggests to me, that this isn't just some minor adjustment. He thinks this is a huge transformation in the skills that are going to be in demand.
And that consistency makes his argument even more compelling.
Definitely. All right. So if AI is moving to the forefront, what's his take on the current state of AI in fields that have, traditionally been really coding intensive, like software development?
Yeah, like how much is AI already doing and how much more will it do?
Exactly. And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Altman estimates that in many companies, AI is already handling over 50% of the coding workload.
Wow, 50%. That's huge.
It is a pretty staggering figure, and it just highlights how quickly things are changing, behind the scenes.
It's almost like we're not even aware of how much AI is already doing.
And he believes that the truly game-changing development is going to be something called agent coding.
Agent coding, that's a new one.
It is. So think of this as AI essentially writing code to create and manage other AI agents.
So AI building other AIs that can then do even more coding.
Exactly, like we're entering some uncharted territory here.
It's mind-boggling when you really think about it.
It is. So what are the roadblocks to this, becoming more widespread?
That's the question, isn't it?
What's holding it back?
Well, according to Altman, the main limitation right now is the sophistication of the current AI models.
Okay, so they're not quite there yet.
Not yet. They're incredible in many ways, but the ability for an AI to independently design complex software systems, develop them from scratch, and troubleshoot problems in other AI agents is still, it's relatively early stages.
I see.
But the implication is clear. As the models get more advanced, this could lead to a massive acceleration in AI's impact on software development.
So it's not just about AI writing code, but AI actually creating other coders.
Precisely. And that changes the timeline for automation dramatically.
All right, so given this big shift, what kind of advice does Altman offer for students and anyone preparing for their careers? It can't just be become a prompt engineer for ChatGPT, can it?
No, it's definitely more nuanced than that.
Like-
While AI proficiency is central, he stresses the importance of developing broader human capabilities like resilience, adaptability, and what he calls meta-learning abilities.
Meta learning. So what is that?
It's essentially the ability to learn new things quickly, to understand how to learn effectively.
So it's not just about what you know. It's about how quickly you can pick up new things.
Exactly. Your ability to learn how to learn will be your most valuable asset in this rapidly changing environment.
So even as the technical skills landscape is changing so rapidly, these fundamental human abilities to adapt and learn are still incredibly valuable.
Absolutely. They are timeless skills.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about a specific profession, software engineering.
Okay. Focusing in.
What's Altman's outlook there?
Well, it might be a bit concerning for those currently in the field.
In what way?
His view on the future of software engineering is nuanced.
Okay.
He acknowledges that right now the demand for software engineers might actually increase temporarily. However, his long-term expectation is a significant reduction in the need for human software engineers as AI gets better.
So short-term, maybe good news, long-term, not so much.
Potentially, and he even points to OpenAI's own hiring strategy as a sign of this anticipated shift.
So if even a leading AI company like OpenAI thinks they'll need fewer software engineers in the future.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong signal.
It is right. So when does he see this job displacement really happen?
Right. Is it tomorrow or is it 10 years from now?
Exactly.
Altman suggests that AI's impact on jobs will be gradual at first, but it will speed up over time.
Yeah.
He uses this metaphor. He describes AI as slowly seeping into the economy and then eating everything little by little and then faster and faster.
So it starts slow, but then ramps up quickly.
That's the idea, and that eating everything metaphor is pretty powerful.
It is, even if it's a little ominous.
It's definitely a bit unsettling.
Now, we also have a potentially contrasting perspective to consider a much faster prediction from Anthropic CEO Dario Amadei.
Okay, so what does he say?
What were his thoughts on the timeline?
Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The difference in their predicted timelines is pretty stark.
Okay.
Amadei, just earlier this month, predicted that we could see AI writing 90% of code within 3 to 6 months.
Wow, that's fast.
It is incredibly fast, and potentially all code within 12 months.
So a year from now, AI could be writing all the code.
That's his prediction, and that's a huge contrast to Altman's more gradual seepage analogy.
It raises the question, are they looking at different things or focusing on different types of coding tasks?
Right. Maybe they're defining code differently or something.
It's possible. And it's important for you, the listener, to understand that we're presenting both of these predictions as viewpoints from leaders in AI.
Absolutely. Just different perspectives.
We're not endorsing one over the other.
Nope. Just laying out the different possibilities.
Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about OpenAI itself.
Okay. Back to OpenAI.
Altman talks about their broader strategy, beyond just developing advanced AI models like GPT-5.
Right. So what's their big picture plan?
What's their vision for the company's future?
Okay, I'm curious.
Well, he lays out 3 core pillars for how they plan to create value.
3 pillars. Okay.
First, model development, which is, what they're known for.
Right. Building the best AIs.
Exactly. Second, services, which means, engaging directly with users through various AI-powered applications.
So not just the models, but the applications built on them.
Exactly. And third, infrastructure building, which suggests they're investing heavily in the resources needed to support their growing AI ecosystem.
So they're thinking big.
They are. And he emphasizes the services part, even mentioning the goal of building a giant internet company.
Wow. That's ambitious.
It is. So what kind of services are they thinking about?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is. Well, the vision seems to be a comprehensive suite of core services, really integrated with their advanced AI models.
Okay, so deep integration.
Exactly. This could include everything from dramatically enhanced search and personalized learning platforms to AI-powered tools for specific industries.
So a whole range of AI-powered services.
Exactly. And the key is this integrated combination of fundamental online services, not just access to the models themselves.
So they're not just building the engine, they're building the whole car.
That's a good analogy, and it sounds like they're not just focused on software and online services either.
Oh, really?
Altman also hinted at developing entirely new types of AI-optimized devices.
The hardware, too.
Yes, he envisions the creation of amazing new kinds of devices and web browsers specifically engineered for AI.
Interesting. So AI is not just something that runs on our devices, it's built into the devices themselves.
Exactly. He even mentioned they're working on a dedicated ChatGPT device and humanoid robots.
Wow. Dedicated AI devices and robots, that's a next level.
It is. Okay, so let's sum all this up for our listeners. What are the key takeaways from Altman's perspective, especially when we consider Amadei's contrasting prediction?
Right. What should people really be paying attention to?
Exactly.
Well, the core insights are pretty clear.
Let's hear them.
First and foremost, learning how to use AI tools is going to be crucial for future employment, maybe even more so than traditional coding.
So AI proficiency over pure coding skills.
Potentially, yes. Second, the software engineering landscape is likely to change dramatically.
In what way?
Well, there might be a short-term increase in demand, but long-term, it seems like the need for human coders will decrease.
So a bit of a roller coaster ride for software engineers.
It could be. And thirdly, developing your resilience, your ability to adapt and learn quickly. That meta-learning we talked about is more critical than ever.
So even with all this tech disruption, those human skills are still vital.
Absolutely they are. And finally, OpenAI's strategy suggests a future where AI is deeply integrated into everyday services and potentially even new types of devices.
So AI is not just a technology, it's a way of life.
It seems that way.
That's a great summary. And now for our final thought for you, our listener.
All right, what do we leave him with?
Considering everything we've discussed today about AI and its potential to reshape the job market, what specific strategies can you start implementing today to cultivate what we're calling AI fluency?
So not just understanding AI, but being fluent in it.
Exactly. And ensure your long-term career relevance no matter what field you're in.
Right, because this affects everyone.
It does. And we really encourage you to think beyond just learning about AI.
Right, don't just be a passive observer.
Exactly. Think about how you can actively integrate AI into your daily work and how you learn.
So be proactive.
Yes, it's not just about trying to understand the future, it's about shaping your place in it.
Couldn't agree more.
And on that note, we'll wrap things up.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Catch you next time.
See you later.